Hello and welcome. I'm Uday Pratap Singh and you're joining us on NewsX World. Let's take a quick look at some of the top stories we're tracking for you this hour. The death toll from Myanmar's 7.7 magnitude earthquake has risen to 2,719, with expectations it will surpass 3,000. Thousands are injured and hundreds remain missing. Military leader Min Aung Hlaing has called for donations and criticizes building standards. China says the Taiwan independence is doomed to fail as it launches a surprise military drill around the self-governed island. Taiwan's presidential office calls China a troublemaker following the military action. Russian and Chinese foreign ministers signed key agreements on political cooperation with Wang Yi, emphasizing the forever friendship between the two nations. He also welcomed improving US-Russia relations. Russian President Vladimir Putin has signed a decree ordering at least 160,000 men to be drafted into the army amid ceasefire discussions with the US. Meanwhile, Ukraine's Air Force has reported Russian strikes along the front line. The Trump administration has released a list of hundreds of foreign policies and regulations that it regards as trade barriers. This comes ahead of an expected announcement on Wednesday, where Trump will implement sweeping reciprocal tariffs. America's key trading partners are all set to respond with proposed trade deals or tariffs of their own. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office has said he has reversed the decision to appoint Navy Chief Eli Sharwit as the new head of Shin Bet. Meanwhile, Israel reports that they have intercepted a rocket from Gaza into their territory with no injuries reported. Iran says they will have to acquire nuclear weapons if they are attacked by the United States. It comes after US President Donald Trump said he would consider bombing Iran if they didn't agree to a nuclear deal. French far-right leader Marine Le Pen refutes embezzlement conviction, vows to fight for 2027 presidential bid despite court ruling barring her from office for 5 years. Allies rally for president protests. US President Donald Trump and his advisor Elon Musk have both backed Le Pen. Myanmar has held a minute of silence today in tribute to victims of a catastrophic earthquake that has killed more than 2,719 people and is expected to cross 3,000, with more than 4,521 injured and approximately 441 individuals still missing. This is what Min Aung Hlaing has had to say. Okay, I think we are having some trouble there with that soundbite. We will play it for you in just a second, but let's also tell you now more details. 4 days after the 7.7 magnitude earthquake struck, many people in Myanmar are still sleeping outdoors, either unable to return to ruined homes or afraid of further aftershocks. The epicenter was near Mandalay, causing widespread destruction and overwhelming local hospitals with injured victims. In response, the international aid has begun to arrive now. China has sent an 82-person rescue team and pledged $13.8 million in humanitarian assistance, while Russia has dispatched a rescue team equipped with a mobile hospital. Additionally, India has deployed the National Disaster Response Force to assist in relief efforts. The situation remains dire as rescue operations continue and the international community mobilizes to provide further support. Major aid contributors include China, India, US, Vietnam, South Korea, Thailand, Russia, Japan, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, UK, New Zealand, Philippines, and Taiwan. Now, before we dive into our discussion, let me quickly take you through some of the satellite images that show you the state of Myanmar before the disaster and after the earthquake struck. Well, here's a satellite picture now on your screens of Mahamuni Pagoda from the 23rd of March. Could we have that satellite picture on our screens? Yes, there it is. This is a picture from the 23rd of March, just a few days before the earthquake. And here now is a picture of what that pagoda looks like after the earthquake struck. Obviously, after considerable damage to it. Now we will show you the picture of the Inwa Bridge in Myanmar. Before the earthquake, And now we will show you how badly it was affected after it was struck by the earthquake. Meanwhile, also a picture of some buildings in the neighborhood in Mandalay before the earthquake struck. And now we show you the state of the buildings now. Most of the buildings have turned to ruins, as you can see on your screens. We're going to show you now the satellite image picture of the Shikhapna pagoda. This is the pagoda, how it looks before the earthquake struck on the 23rd of March. And now we're going to show you a satellite image of the quake hit structure now, with obviously a lot of damage meted out to it. We're going to show you now a picture of the Ananda pagoda and the Pindaya before the deadly earthquake struck Myanmar. This is what the state of the Ananda pagoda and Pindaya look like now. You can contextualize that with these latest pictures as well. Obviously showing you the kind of damage that has been meted out there. Joining us now is Rajul Goenka, President, Myanmar India Business Chamber, is joining us live from Yangon in Myanmar. Rajul Goenka, thank you for speaking with us. What now is the situation in Myanmar as the country attempts to rebuild itself after this devastating earthquake? Obviously now a lot of international aid and humanitarian assistance has begun to arrive.
Good evening. Yes, a lot of humanitarian aid has started to arrive in Myanmar, but each passing day is revealing even more horror effect of the earthquake. A rough estimate is that around more than 60% of buildings in Mandalay have either fallen down or have got structural damage to it. So the devastation is massive, and this is just Mandalay. As the rescue teams are going inwards to other townships, the horror of the devastation in those townships are coming to light. So the damage in the Mandalay region and adjoining Zagai and Shan region is very extensive. Even our capital, Naypyidaw, has a lot of damage. So every passing day is just showing the amount of damage this earthquake has unleashed. As you can see, every day the death toll keeps mounting, and we are afraid that it will keep mounting for the next for some more time, unfortunately. But with the help of the international community, the local community, and everyone in Myanmar, everyone has now gotten into the relief and trying to take care of the injured and trying to get some calmness in their lives, you know, how we can support them, how we can take care of the injured, provide them medicine, food, water. Horror stories are coming to light every day. How miracle stories are also coming in, how people have miraculously escaped from the earthquake. So it's a mixed bag of both good and bad news.
Yes, and that news is coming in obviously very slow, because obviously there is a lot of devastation. Some areas, of course, are far-flung. Obviously, a lot of areas have been cut off. I think the press there is pretty restricted. Information doesn't flow as fast as, say it would in a country like Thailand, where we've seen, of course, the death toll be updated very, very early which is why the death toll numbers seem to be rising day by day. Rajul Goenka, there is now a fear that it could go beyond 3,000 perhaps later today itself. Also, what is the status you can share with us about the various rescue operations which were on, in Mandalay and in other parts of the country? Are there some survivors who are still being fished out to safety?
Yes, information is very slow to come in because of the extensive damage to the infrastructure. The telecom infrastructure has been damaged significantly, and so has the power infrastructure. So it is that is creating a major hurdle in communicating within the country, and also hindering the rescue and relief effort. In terms of rescue, I think it's going on pretty well at a very fast pace, with, different countries being allocated different zones where they have set up their camp and trying to provide rescue and relief for people in that particular zones. So the rescue operation seems to be going on very well in a very organized fashion. But the problem is that devastation is so vast that still a lot more help is required, and a lot more manpower and resources is still required. So it is an uphill and a challenging task. Unfortunately, we have not heard of much good news in terms of being able to rescue people from the debris so far, except for a lady that too a couple of days ago. But we have still not lost hope. The rescue teams are tirelessly working 24/7, so that even if they are able to save one life, the effort is still worth it. So a lot of applauses and admiration to all the rescue teams, both local and foreign.
Okay. Appreciate you joining us, Rajul Goenka, with your perspective on that story. And stay safe as well, since you, of course, continue to be in Myanmar. Let me bring in some other news now coming in regarding this quake itself for our viewers. The deadly earthquake, remember, that struck Myanmar and caused strong tremors in Bangkok, which is 1,000 kilometers from the epicenter, has killed 19 people in Thailand. The scanner supplied by the US military detected signs in the center of the collapsed building. The scanner detected 70 signs that could be people missing inside the rubble. However, no vital signs yet have been detected. Bangkok Deputy Governor Tavida Kamolved said it was unclear whether all 70 signs were missing people. However, 6 have been identified as human bodies. The 30-story State Audit Office building had been under construction, so there was no complete blueprint of the building, rescuers said. The walls were about 1 meter thick, making excavation difficult. However, as the rescue operation enters its 5th day, Thailand officials have decided to use heavier machinery, highlighting the fact that there are no more vital signs of life. In latest updates, a Chinese company has been scrutinized over Bangkok Tower quake collapse. It was the deadliest single incident in Thailand after Friday's 7.7 magnitude quake, with the majority of the kingdom's 19 fatalities. Dr. Sanjay Kumar, PhD, PR and Communication Manager, is joining us live on the broadcast. Let me get you in here. Dr. Kumar, you, of course, are live with us from Thailand. Dr. Kumar, as far as, of course, now this this building rescue and relief is concerned, what is the latest you can share with us? Have the authorities now lost all hopes of finding any more survivors, given that that rescue window is now over? No vital signs to life have been detected by scanners either.
Yes, thank you so much for contacting me. My name is Sanjay from Bangkok, and as you rightly said, that this is more than 72 hours now. So scanner had detected about 76 bodies actually that is still under the building material that collapsed during the earthquake. And but one thing I want to tell you, being a local person in Bangkok, the Bangkok governor Chai, he said that we will continue the operation, rescue operation, even after 72 hours, because you never know that if we can save even one life also, that is also quite significant contribution from the government. But yes, the dog squad, the scanners, the experts, and the construction engineers, they are all working hard together to save lives as much as they can. But unfortunately, the dead bodies are coming out from that site, and I think the earlier estimate was about 100 people were inside at that time when the building collapsed. So that was the estimate that we had, and if you say 76 scanner detected and then 18 already find out at the moment, So I think the number coming about 100 people that was died during that earthquake, building collapse in the Chatuchak region. And plus there are some other other buildings. We have detected some 4 or 5 more people died or many people injured because of the earthquake. So the rescue operation is still undergoing, and the
yes.
government.
Dr. Kumar, also what
hard.
we're hearing is that a Chinese link has also been has been revealed to that building and the construction that was happening at that building. Also, an inquiry has been ordered by Thai authorities to this collapse.
Let me just come to the point. Because it's too early to make a comment on that. But one thing I would like to mention here, that our Prime Minister is taking it very seriously, because it's not just a question of collapse of the building. It's actually Thailand has a reputation in the world about tourism, about the fairness, about the people, how we treat people with a smile, and then we cooperate with each other. So I think for the government side, it is more or less like how to say that they are thinking that it has damaged the reputation of Thailand in the world over. That how come the building can collapse like so without any major understanding. So how can building collapse? So I think the government is very serious about it, and then they find some Chinese company links that there something might have compromised in terms of building material and the structural design and all that. But there's a high-level inquiry still going on, and they're supposed to submit the report within 1 week. But I can assure you that the government is taking very seriously that this incident, how can it happen, and they would like to report to the world that
yes,
this is what exactly happened. Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Sanjay Kumar, thank you for joining us with your perspective on this story. Let's shift our focus now. Previous data shows that there were more than 3,000 Chinese incursions into Taiwanese airspace in 2024. Today, China has staged military drills off Taiwan's coast as a stern warning against separatism, and has also called the Taiwanese president Lai Ching-te a parasite. In latest updates regarding the ongoing China-Taiwan conflict, the Philippines military chief has said his country would inevitably be involved if neighboring Taiwan was invaded. Taiwan responded to this by deploying warships and raising defense readiness, with Taiwan's defense ministry confirming the presence of 71 Chinese aircrafts and 13 Navy ships. Taiwan has also rejected China's sovereignty claims, saying only the island's people can decide their future. Meanwhile, China maintains their stance on this, saying the drills are legitimate and necessary to defend national unity and sovereignty, with a spokesperson stating that reunification is an unstoppable trend. Taiwan's government has strongly condemned the drills, calling China a troublemaker. Let's in fact listen into what the Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson stated and what Taiwan has said in response.
台湾是中国领土不可分割的一部分，台湾问题纯属中国内政，不容任何外部势力干涉。民进党当局顽固坚持台独立场，妄图以外谋独、分裂国家，是螳臂挡车，注定失败。中国终将统一，也必将统一的历史大势。
军事挑衅、海上灰色地带袭扰等等单边行径，破坏区域的安全稳定，也片面升高了区域情势，公然挑战国际秩序，这是国际社会公认的麻烦制造者。总统府对此严厉的谴责。赖总统在第一时间已经指示国安与国防等相关单位严密的应处，对于相关状况都有全面的掌握。面对外部威胁，我政府会持续捍卫民主自由的宪政体制，有信。
Ross Feingold, a political risk analyst, is joining us live from Taipei. Ross Feingold, thank you for speaking with us. What is the latest situation now, and how is Taiwan reacting to this aggravation by China, and particularly this very caustic and damaging statement on the head of state of Taiwan?
The exercises appear to be over. The Taiwan government, the Ministry of National Defense, political parties all issued very critical statements about China's military exercise today. But one thing we have to keep in mind is that China's military exercises occur fairly frequently nowadays. Even large-scale military exercises periodically occur. It puts an enormous strain on Taiwan's military because they have to fly their own aircraft and put to sea their own ships to monitor what the Chinese military is doing. But it doesn't really affect people who are outside the military or outside the government. So here in Taipei, which is Taiwan's main business center and capital, it's business as usual. People don't stop what they're doing simply because China conducts a large military exercise.
Yes, also, Ross, now as far as the Philippines is concerned, interesting statement by their military chief saying that they would have to get involved if things escalate further and aggravate further.
The Philippines' main interest, though, is to evacuate the hundreds of thousands of Filipinos who work in Taiwan. There is absolutely no reason to believe that Philippines will come to the military assistance of Taiwan if there's a war between China and Taiwan. But they do have a lot of nationals working in Taiwan, and their interest would be to keep them safe.
All right. Appreciate you joining us, Ross Feingold, with your perspective on that story. That's all the time we have for today. We will continue to bring you more news and updates from around the world on NewsX World. Thanks for being with us.